Good morning, guys. On Thursday, a couple things. You might notice there's no book pages in the English book. I mean, we do have descriptive words and adjectives in there, but really kind of taking a break from the English book itself and still dealing, of course, with English, but we're dealing specifically with adding descriptive words to sentences. Now, I know every time you hear that nasty word sentences, you might be feeling like this or looking like this with grammar because you don't want to pick up this pen and write sentences. Guys, it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. I mean, come on, yesterday, what did I have to write? 5 sentences? I know it's not the same as having it all written out for you. You got to write, one word if it's a question or statement or whatever. But we've been going through this for weeks. Subjects and predicates and starting with the capital letter and ending with the correct punctuation for the type of sentence. This is where you guys got to come and do your own thinking with the own sentences and things. And today we're going to be adding with descriptive sentences. Now, here's a couple sentences. These are fine sentences. They have a subject and a predicate, but we can't have them be so bland and boring and vanilla. We need to add some detail. The boy threw the ball. That kangaroo jumped. The bee buzzed. Now, again, all fine declarative sentences. All start with the capital letter. All end with the period for declarative sentences. They all tell a fact. But we need to take them to the sentence surgeon. We need to add some detail. And that's what you guys are going to be doing today. And we need to do that with some kind of special words that we call adjectives. Adjectives are describing words. If you notice, none of these are nouns. None of these are verbs. These are describing words. The gigantic mountain. The heroic knight. The foolish clown. The busy teacher, whatever. The crazy teacher, whatever. The fuzzy, that doesn't really work, but anyway, the fuzzy bear. And here's a cool thing with adjectives. You can add a whole bunch of them in a row to add details. The point is, I don't want you to just have the bee buzz. Describe the bee. Tell a little bit more about what he's doing and where he's buzzing around. Add adjectives or add something that's called descriptive words. Really pretty much the same thing, adjectives and descriptive words. Interesting, amazing, nice, great, fine words, but you can sometimes change it up to have some of these what we call synonyms or words with the same meaning. It just kind of changes it up so you're not always talking about this thing is great. Oh, that was great. Oh, that was great. Change up your words a little bit. Oh, it was awesome. It was excellent. It was exceptional. So on and so forth. It just simply are ways to not make your writing be so boring and bland. You add adjectives, take them to the sentence surgeon. Don't have it just be simple subject, simple predicate. Describe it. Add detail. Use adjectives. This is what your guys' job is going to be. You guys are going to be given not even a sentence, just simply a thing, a noun. And you need to write a sentence about it, adding detail, using descriptive words, adding adjectives. Develop a short little story about it. If you notice right here, take a look at this. They gave it to you. It's the door. The door. That's it. Well, that's really kind of boring. Describe the door. What about the door? And notice the sentence they came up with. The heavy gray door opened to reveal a class of eager, hard-at-work students. Oh, how very, very nice. Now, again, I know a lot of this isn't in a classroom setting, but I'm sure you guys have a lot of this at home. If you don't have a chalkboard, look at the wall. If you don't have a coat rack, think of some place where you might have a lot of clothes or coats or things like that. If you don't have a desk at home, look at the table that you're working on, whatever. So I understand you might not have every one of these at home, which we would have in a classroom, but use something kind of like it. But again, don't just put my desk is messy. Really is not adding descriptive words. It's not adding adjectives. And again, I don't mind if you don't use up all 3 lines for each of these. But man, oh man, they didn't give you 3 lines so you could write 4 words. This is where, again, you need to take it to the sentence surgeon. And you're the sentence surgeon, and you add the details. You think of a descriptive story about your desk or your table that you're working on and write it down. Yes, remember, you got to start with a capital letter. Yes, it needs to end with the correct punctuation, a period, an exclamation point, or question if you're asking a question about a desk. But your guys' main job here is to add detail. Again, take a look at what they did up here, the door. They simply looked at some kind of door in the classroom and they described it. It's a heavy and it's a gray door. And then they added a little extra story about the door. What was inside the door, so on and so forth. That is your guys' job for 4 things. Yes, you're allowed to write 2 sentences per thing if you want. You don't have to. I'm asking for 1 sentence. I am going to be looking for the detail. I am going to be looking for the correct, capital letters at the beginning and punctuation. I am going to be grading you on the adjectives and, again, the descriptive detail that you use. So, your assignment, guys, Lord's blessings to you as you praise your Savior.